This is the month of love, the month that Valentine's Day occurs. And so I thought, let me bring to you an affordable meal that if you can't afford to eat out, which everything is so expensive now, y'all, as you know, I thought, you could prepare a meal at home, save a lot of money, but still have a restaurant-worthy feast at a much lower price. Filet, tenderloin filet. Kroger has these for $5. It's bacon wrapped tenderloin fillets. This one is hickory smoked. They also have smoky bourbon and peppered. For me, hickory smoked was best. But look how wonderful that looks, y'all. $5. I looked at the reviews last night, and the majority of the people were saying it was fantastic and tender. A lot of people were giving negative reviews, and the reason is this apparently, once you open it, it's actually like 2 or 3 separate pieces put together. My only assumption as to why they do this and why they can sell it for $5 is that maybe in the processing that some of the fillets just didn't come out perfectly or come out right, so they have like pieces of filet mignon, and so rather than waste it, they brilliantly package it like this, put 2 or 3 pieces with bacon around it, and you get a fantastic quality pieces or meat for $5, y'all. Filet mignon. Come on now. Okay, so filet. Of course, if you got 2 of them, if there's 2 of you, $10. Still not bad for 2 fillets. Okay. Butter. Minced garlic. The preferred green bean would be fresh, and I would say the grocery stores in the produce section have the fresh green beans in a bag. It's steam in a bag, fresh green beans. I suggest getting those. The only reason I'm using can is because I don't have that, so I'm just going to use, and you can use, there's nothing wrong with using the canned green beans, but the texture would be better if you had the fresh steam in the bag green beans. But we're using this. This is fine too. Almonds. Idahoan buttery home-style mashed potatoes. If you've never had these, they are amazing. They are just like freshly made. If you prefer, you can buy a couple of baking potatoes to bake instead. No worries, still affordable. Campari tomatoes. These little like cocktail tomatoes. They're not cherry tomatoes, they're a little bigger. Campari tomatoes. And when you and I'll do some videos on this on how to budget shop. But I got this, sorry for the glare, for $1.99. This packages of Campari tomatoes are usually anywhere from $4 to $5. I got it for $1.99 with a digital coupon at Kroger. You can shop cheap and eat well if you take the time to look for the discounted prices. It's worth it, y'all. Okay, so we got the tomatoes and onion. And, of course, some salt and pepper. And that's it, and we're going to have a fantastic meal. Okay, guys, I've got this onion right here. I've already used a little bit of it, so I'm going to slice this up some. I'm going to bake it along, cook it along with the steak. It'll be wonderful. I love cooked onions. It's going to be so tasty. Okay, got those all chopped up. Now I'm going to bring you on over here to where the steak is. You can get that visible. Let me bring it over here so you can see it a little better. Okay. Now I've got the steak. It actually, they said it comes in pieces, but this is one solid piece. You can see it's not separate pieces. It's just one whole piece. So, and I took the bacon off. Let me get a paper towel real quick. I took the bacon out from around it. Excuse my legs. Because I want it to cook really well. And this is a huge piece of bacon, so I'm using my kitchen shears to cut it in half. So I'll have really, instead of one huge long piece of bacon, I'll have two regular sizes. I'm going to lay it out here. I put butter. I buttered the pan to put the filet on. And I'm going to, now I don't have, where I'm staying right now, I don't have an oven, I don't have a stove top. We just have a microwave, and we have like a toaster oven that has multiple functions, bake, convection, all that kind of stuff. So I'm going to bake the filet. What I want to do first, I'm going to see if this knife, whenever in a restaurant I order a filet, I always ask it to be butterflied. Now this is not a huge thickness, but I still want to cut it in half. Now look at this, how well this knife is cutting this meat. Of course, it's a little, there we go. Look at that. Amazing. Okay, we're going to do it like that. Excellent. I like my steaks to be cooked medium well. And what I'll do is how to determine, to get your temperature preference, I'll put a chart up on the screen that shows if you like it rare, medium rare, etc., that you'll know what to cook it on. And they prefer, they recommend searing the meat in a frying pan before you bake it to sear in the juices, to hold in the juices. But again, I don't have a stovetop, so we're just doing it like this, and we're just going to see how it turns out, because there may be others of you that don't have a stovetop, have a stove that doesn't work right now, so we're just going with it. Okay, again, I buttered the bottom of the pan. Oh, here we go. And I'm going to, now it's hickory smoked, so I don't think it's going to need much seasoning. I'm just putting a little bit of salt, a little bit of pepper. I have to watch pepper because it can cause, indigestion and gastrointestinal issues. So don't want to put too much, but I do want it to be seasoned fairly well. So we got some of that on there. We're going to turn it over and do the same thing on this side. A little bit of salt. I use Himalayan salt. I love Himalayan salt. And this is just the pepper part of a 2-piece set, salt and pepper set that my mother had bought. She doesn't use pepper at all. So good for me. I get to use it. Okay, excellent. So we have that there. I'm going to put butter on top of this. Because that's going to help make it really juicy and flavorful. I will later in the cooking process, I think halfway through, well, they don't recommend this, but I might turn it over halfway through. I'm not sure. But I know I definitely want to add the minced garlic to it. So I've got these onions. So I'm going to get all these over here, separate them. I didn't get any butter on this side of the pan. I better do that. Let me hold y'all for a second. Okay, I've got some butter on this side of the pan. So let me get the rest of the onions in here. Separate them some. This is going to be so good, y'all. Can't go wrong with filet, onions, and bacon. I'm cooking the bacon like this because I'm hoping it'll get really good and crispy. Because I'd like to be able to sprinkle it on the mashed potatoes. So we're going to see how that does. All right. We're going to cook on 400 degrees for 12 minutes. It says 10 to 12 minutes. I'm going to get some more butter to put a little bit on top of it. Little bits. You're not cooking unless you get your hands all messy. Some of y'all might could use some food safe gloves while you're cooking if you don't like getting your hands all messy. Okay. So we're going to cook it on 400 degrees. I'm going to salt and pepper the onions as well. Pepper doesn't come out too. Okay, excellent. So we're going to bake this at 400 degrees for 12 minutes. Okay, guys, I've got the steak, onions, and bacon in the oven. And now I'm going to toast some almonds. This is a large bag of almonds that I bought on buy one, get one free at Publix. But even so, and that's really affordable, it was like $4.50 at half price, which is good. But if you can't catch a sale like that, you can always get a smaller package of almonds. You might even can find some at the Dollar Tree maybe. So you don't have to splurge on a big bag to do when you only need just a little bit for this recipe. And you could even buy some slivered almonds already, because we're going to be slicing these up, toasting and slicing almonds, okay? We're going to be making green bean almondine, in case, any of you haven't figured out yet. So the ideal method, well, I say the ideal, is to toast this in a frying pan until it gets lightly brown. Just a few minutes, keep an eye on it. But I found online that toasting in the microwave is as good or better even. I'm going to do it for 3 minutes. That gets the ideal toasting effect on the inside. Okay, so I hope y'all can see. It's hard at this angle. It's been about halfway through, maybe a little more. And it's cooking up nicely. I am going to turn it over. And I'm going to put some minced garlic on top of the steak. It's going to be amazing. It's going to be so good, y'all. Guys, I just pulled these almonds out of the microwave, and the smell, before I even pulled it out, the smell is unbelievable. It is fantastic. I'm going to let that cool. I've got to let it cool before I can slice it up. And I'll show you what it looks like on the inside. But right now, I've washed off, cleaned the top of this can to get any dirt from the store and handling off of it so it doesn't get into our food. And I'm going to open up the can and drain it. We won't need the liquid. So I'm just going to take this off and drain it. I'll be right back. Okay. I've got the can of green beans drained. And in canned green beans, you always want to check it real good, because I've noticed lately some of them have like stems. They put in like the end pieces of the green beans. This can actually looks pretty good. Okay, what we're going to do, we're going to get a little butter in this, the green beans, along with some garlic. And I'll put the recipe that I found in the description box below. I found 2 recipes. One called for fresh lemon juice, which I don't have, so I opted for the other one that doesn't require it. Okay. Okay, guys, I swapped out the bowls. I meant for this bowl to be the one that the green beans are in. And this one right here is what I'm going to do the mashed potatoes in. So I'm going to put it in the microwave for 3 minutes. About 2 cups of water in a bowl. You could do it, obviously, if you have a stovetop. You want to boil the water, 2 cups of water on the stove in a pot. But in this case, I'm going to do 3 minutes in the microwave. There went my oven. Listen, that's what that looks like. I'm going to stick it back in there. I'm going to flip the bacon over. I'm actually going to let it cook another couple minutes. All right. Let me just cut it in half so you can see. That's really dark. What he showed, let me see. Yeah, see, there we go, toasted. Don't want to cut my hands, but yeah, it toast. That one turned really dark for some reason, but let me taste it. Oh yeah, that one might be a little too done. So the guy did 3 minutes. It could be based on the size of the nut, the strength of your microwave. Ooh, yeah, some of these got a little too done. See, that one isn't bad at all. So you might want to just do it a minute at a time and just do your best judgment. But, so let my mistakes help you so you don't make any mistakes. So just do it a minute at a time and cut one open and see what it looks like. Some of these are fine. Like this is perfect right here. So a lot of these are a little bit too dark, unfortunately, but that's all right. It's the first time I'm doing it, so you're walking along with me and we're figuring it out. This one isn't bad, I don't think. Not too bad. Excuse me. Yeah. Okay. Well, we got some. And honestly, the ones that are really dark don't really taste that bad to me. But I don't mind stuff being a little bit too done. Ooh, that one looks good. It's not bad. And now I'm taking out the water that's been in the microwave for 3 minutes. You can see how hot and steamy it is, I hope. And now I'm going to put the Idahoan buttery homestyle mashed potatoes in it. Dump it right on in there. Give it a stir, and it just amazes me how well. Now, I didn't measure the 2 cups. I might have too much, but I don't like mine too thick, and it does thicken up really well. See how thick it's getting? Just like real, I mean, it is made with real potatoes, but it's just, I mean, it just makes for such an easy, quick meal. It really, really does. And it doesn't taste artificial. It tastes like real homemade mashed potatoes. Okay, so we got that. Now that we've got that done, I'm going to heat up the green beans for like a minute and a half in the microwave. Oh, perfection, y'all. So I really did it like 14 minutes. And it smells divine. That bacon is cooked really well. Oh, y'all can't see that good. Let me get it over here. Sorry. Can y'all see it? There we go. That looks so good. Actually, there's one more thing I wanted to do. I wanted to cut up a couple tomatoes for a pop of color and flavor. like these Campari tomatoes. I love these things. It doesn't matter what store you get it at or what season. They always have an amazing taste. They are so flavorful. They're not mealy or gross. Like some tomatoes in the wintertime, it's just hit or miss. You don't know what they're going to taste like. These Campari tomatoes are my absolute favorite. They really, really are. Just wonderful. Okay. Okie dokie. We're going to get the green beans up out of here. We're going to put a little more butter. I didn't put a lot in there before. And we're going to stir it around. We're going to put a little salt and pepper. Season to your taste. Not too much salt, because canned goods usually have a lot of salt anyway. Get it a good stir. And now the green beans almondine, can't remember if it has butter or not, but I put butter in my stuff. I'll have the recipe for you, but butter makes everything taste good. So butter and garlic. You could add fresh lemon juice, squeeze some fresh lemon juice in here right now if you wanted to. And then, of course, I hate that this didn't turn out as well as it should have, but it's not a total failure. Some of them turned out really, really good. So we're going to get those on there. And look at that beauty. Let me get, that is just gorgeous, isn't it? I'm going to take a little, well, I don't want to taste it until I plate it. So we have the green beans almondine. Again, you could put squeeze some fresh lemon juice on it. You could probably put even a little lemon zest if you wanted to. So I'm going to plate everything up. Let me get organized here. Okay. We got this gorgeous steak and onions. So it didn't stick. I'll plate it up. Can y'all see? Yep. I'm going to get some of the onions on here. Oh, lovely. The bacon I'm going to chop up and put on the mashed potatoes. But right now I'm going to plate up some green beans almondine. Some of those gorgeous almonds. And like I said, just do the almonds 1 minute at a time until you get the desired coloring. 2.5 minutes might have been good enough. 2 to 2.5 minutes instead of 3 like that guy did that I saw. Gorgeous. Now we got the mashed potatoes. And some tomatoes. I would say no dressing or anything, just a little salt and pepper maybe. Just some, there's nothing like just having a fresh vegetable as a side. You could do a salad if you wanted to. And I'm going to get this bacon. Okay, I got a few pieces. Where's my fork? Here it is. Of the bacon chopped up here. Just sprinkle a little bit of it here on the mashed potatoes. And we're done. Look at that. Is that not gorgeous? That garlic. I love garlic so much. Let me put this over to the side, and we're going to cut into the steak. We're going to taste everything. Okay. Alrighty. Let me cut into this steak. Oh, it looks perfect. Oh, here we go. Look how gorgeous that is. Mmm. I'm going to put it up here where y'all can see me now. That is so tender, y'all. That is so good. $5 filet. Now, granted, I mean, I don't know how they grade on quality or anything. I mean, I just really don't, but this is absolutely delicious. Mmm. That is so good. It would be even better if I had steak seasoning rather than just salt and pepper, because it adds extra layers of flavor, but it is so good. Mmm. The onions. Mmm. Cooked to perfection. Only just a hint of crunch. Otherwise, it's cooked thoroughly. I don't know if you can tell the translucentness of it. It's perfect. Now, of course, again, I will put that chart up on the screen on how to cook the steak. Okay. Green bean almondine. Mmm. Mmm. Now, of course, this would be better with fresh green beans rather than canned, but, you know, it's not bad. The almonds, the, not ginger, the garlic, butter, salt, pepper. It is just simple but elegant. It really is. It's just a classic. And then we have the mashed potatoes with a little bit of bacon. Mmm. So wonderful. And of course, just some fresh tomato. I'll put just a tad bit of salt on it. Just a beauty of a tomato. So fresh, tasty, and palate cleansing. Sometimes I think I'm dyslexic. Not really, but sometimes I say things backwards and whatever. Anyway, thank you all so much for watching me. I hope you enjoyed it. I'm reviewing all of the feedback on what you'd like to see on my channel. And I had already planned to do this, so it was perfect. I'm doing some cooking on a budget. So this is really an affordable meal, but quite elegant. And it's doable. Let me know if any of y'all plan on cooking instead of going out to eat. I'd love to hear what you're going to be preparing. Thanks so much for joining me. I love you all. And until we meet again, God bless you in Jesus' name.